Hey everybody, it's your co-host Josh. Just want to let you know we did run into some audio trouble. I know it's been a while, we haven't run into it before, but things happen. I did do my best to make it sound good at least. Um, we apologize for any inconvenience. Just bear with us. It definitely won't happen again. And if it does, well, then you'll probably hear another beginning just like this. We hope you enjoy this episode of the Film Bros podcast.
All right, guys. What up, everybody? I am your host, JP, and this is my co-host, Josh. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Film Bros podcast. Right? We're here with the live stream. That's right. We welcome everybody who's here. Thank you guys for showing up. For those on the podcast version, like we said before, we have live streams now. If you guys haven't caught one, come through and catch one of these days. Follow us on Twitch. Josh will give you those socials right now. But we're gonna have a good show today. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about a few things, a few topics, some interesting things that happened this past week. Some heartbreaking things that happened this past week as well. Something that we haven't been able to chime in on because, to be honest, we already pre-recorded most of our episodes, so we're kind of behind, but here we are now giving you guys our thoughts and feelings on certain situations, and we'll dive into those right now in a second. But Josh, for the people on the podcast version that don't see all the cool little symbols on the screen where they can go and listen to us and all that stuff, let them know where they can follow us, give us a movie to review, catch one of these live streams, and support us in a big way.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. Plus, new episodes are up. You get us up there for any news or movies you want us to cover. We're also on Facebook if you care about that. Listen to us anywhere you get a podcast at FilmBros Podcast, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts, things like that. We're on a bunch of sites. Hit us, listen to us there. Support us in a big way. Bus route link is in those bios of those socials I just gave you. Special perks to those that subscribe and shout outs on episodes, so we recognize you for helping us out. Subscribe to our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast, and then catch a live on Twitch every Saturday and throughout the week at FilmBros Podcast.
Very good. Very nice. But with that, we're going to go ahead and start jumping into these topics. And the very first thing that I really wanted to touch on, something that we haven't spoken about, which, let's be honest, we probably should have. But it's so crazy because it literally happened right after we were done recording an episode, especially with the episodes that we were doing for this week. The couple of the episodes when it came down to last week because of like Halloween and stuff didn't really fit this kind of topic, but now here it is. I want to talk about it, but the passing of the great Matthew Perry. This is something that I couldn't come on the mic and talk about either which way at first. You remember when we heard the news that we're literally out and about doing normal things, and we got the text messages, we seen it. This one's heavy for me. This is not an easy one. I think this is kind of like in the same vein for like when Robin Williams passed away. I think that was like something that really hit me. Usually actors' deaths, unless I've watched them for like a long time, like don't really hit as hard. So this one hitting super hard, and the way he went, like knowing his story, knowing the tragedy, he went on that Friends reunion and the sadness that he was kind of spewing at the time. And I'm not trying to make it sad or anything, because he's a great dude. He's the funniest thing on Friends, in my opinion. He's always like, they always play it off in the show like he's not funny, but he's literally the funniest guy.
Him and Joey.
Yeah, him and Joey for sure. Joey has that dumb humor where he had that sophisticated humor where it was like a slick diss, and you were just like, Chandler helped embody my slick diss. So like he basically helped me through my time and taught me how to sneak diss people without being like straight up rude to them. So yeah, that's just my take on this. This is heartbreaking. It hurts to me. But what about you? When you heard the news, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, it's definitely a sad passing. I watched Friends. I kind of watch Friends religiously. I really like that show. I know people give it shit, but honestly, yeah, he is one of the highlights of it. It does suck hearing his story, and how he had a whole lot of things going on, and eventually he pulled himself out of it. So that's kind of nice. Now that he's gone, I kind of want to read his little biopic book or whatever that he had out. Yeah, just talking about it all, and then I still want to see the Friends reunion because I haven't gotten around to that. But yeah, no, definitely sad. Rest in peace, Matthew Perry.
Yeah. He was laid to rest actually yesterday.
All the Friends cast was there.
Yeah, everybody was there. They said goodbye. It was confirmed. It was just, it was a freak accident. Heart attack turned into a drowning, and it was just an unlucky set of events. And for that, we thank one of the best friends around. Thank you so much for bringing joy and laughter to our hearts. And
I know people were talking about Friends and stuff, and he's had a good career. Like, I think
17 again?
Exactly. Like, one of the better movies is 17 again.
Man, I know Zac Efron was the one, mostly in it, but, the scenes that he had were so emotional.
Yeah.
He brought a lot to that movie. What was that other one? The one with Salma Hayek?
Oh, fuck. I can't remember what
What's it called?
I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, no, he's definitely a great actor, and he spent most of his time on Friends, so maybe that's where most people know him from. But yeah, he had a great film career too.
Oh, Fools Rush In. That was a good one. That's the one with Salma Hayek. Loved them in there. The whole 9 yards, hilarious. Whole 10 yards, kind of got a drop, but he carried the movie. I'd say that much. Yeah, after Friends, he did movies here and there. Wasn't really too big. I know, obviously his addiction and everything that he was battling was something, but like I said, always bring the joy, the humor. And if I really want to see him again in one of the best movies that I feel I watched growing up, I'll watch 17 again.
Yeah,
100%. I thought he did an amazing job. Once again, thanks, Matthew Perry, and we'll see you on the next one, man. Honestly. Moving on, though. Deadline says that the AMPTP is now delivering today, and they're going to be going ahead and give SAG Aftra the best and final offer. And that's another words that the article uses. Their best and final offer. They decided, hey, this is it. Supposedly, yeah, 17 again was peak cinema. Apparently, the big issue, they're finding common ground, SAG Aftra and the AMPTP. As we know, the AMPTP is the studio. SAG Aftra are the actors and actresses that are on strike right now. WGA already got their deal. They're good. We're getting VFX workers and all them trying to unionize. But the big stalemate that is happening is that AI. How often can you use faces? Can you just scan them and use them repeatedly? This is a big issue. So now they come out and say, hey, this is our best and final offer. Will you guys take it? Still no word whether or not they've taken it yet. We'll probably won't hear nothing till either Sunday or Monday. But I don't know, man. How do you feel about this?
It's always bullshit. It's never the final offer. They just want them to buckle first, and they won't get anything that isn't satisfactory and meets their needs, obviously. That's the thing about these companies. Even with the WGA, they thought that they were in control of the ball and all that. But no, it's really the actors, the writers and stuff, because, you can't do anything without them, regardless. They're just going to keep pushing back movies, costing them more than just paying their people and what they need, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's never the final offer, but it's just another attempt for them to force them to buckle, and they're not going to buckle.
Yeah. They're trying to play chicken because as of right now, like this article, that Deadline kind of says, is that the AMPTP are basically trying to save the TV season for the rest of this year, which we're already towards the end. How much can you really save? And for maybe next year, and the films and TV of 2024 of next year. If we don't get some kind of deal now and they don't work at least up until Christmas, we're gonna have like a good drought season up until maybe the end of 2024.
For sure.
For sure, we're gonna have some rushed movies that are gonna have some bad CGI and people are gonna shit on the movies and it's gonna be a big thing. Obviously, movie theaters can't handle another hit like that.
Yeah.
I think that's something that should be taken into consideration as well when we're talking about this conversation, because they had just recently came back from a pandemic that was almost about to completely put them under. And now business is booming. We have Barbenheimer, not really Marvel movies, but we have Barbenheimer coming back. People wanted some fresh new stuff. And now it's being taken away yet again when we, Dune Part 2 might save maybe the beginning end of 2024, since that one's already ready to go.
Yeah.
But will they be willing to premiere that movie without their cast if they don't get a deal soon?
Yeah. And I don't see that movie making any or getting any passes to like be marketed and stuff, because I mean it's a WB project. But I mean, damn, to think 2024, to think alone that the actors, or I guess cinema would be quote unquote dying because of the actors and their companies just can't play along with each other. You know what I mean? Like, we thought it was gonna be the pandemic. We thought, oh man, movies are gonna die, movie theaters are gonna shut down. But no, it's the actors and the AMPTP just shooting themselves in the foot.
I think the movie theaters are having a slow death. I never thought the COVID was, not just COVID, but the pandemic itself would have completely have put it under. I thought that it was going to weaken it for sure. And it's in already a weakened state. People don't go to the movie theaters because they know that it's going to come to streaming in about 3 weeks. If they don't, if the movie flops in theaters, we're going to see it in about 2-3 weeks on digital, and I could pay $20 to watch it with my family instead of paying $8-10 per ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're at the point where people are watching Hollywood, and it's just, and I talk to people about this because I'm kind of curious on like the outside perspective of not knowing what they're fighting about, and the narrative is actors want more money basically, and that's not the fight. I just want to make that perfectly.
Yeah, no, that is.
They're not asking for more money. They're asking. That's what I'm saying. I think that one part where they want a chunk of the streaming revenue or whatever, like that should be completely just shot down. That shouldn't even be on the table, because that's them asking for more money. But they're asking for health insurance. That's one thing, and not to be used over and over and over again with their face. That's two things. I mean, why need the streaming revenue if you can just get paid for every single time that they use your face? You know what I'm saying? So that could probably help the situation out, but neither side is battling. Maybe maybe the streaming thing could be a big issue as well, not just the AI. But I don't know. I think they gotta figure it out, meet in the middle, and fucking save movie theaters, because we're getting to the point where that shit's gonna die too, for sure.
I mean, all this stuff is just the same, man. No one's moving, and that's the weird part. No one is like, or maybe they are moving behind the scenes and we just don't know it. But it always feels like, oh, we're close to a deal, but we're gonna continue talks or whatever, because the AMPTP isn't buckling here, or the SAG isn't buckling there. I don't know what it could be. I mean, I don't think AI is that big of a deal to like be fighting for it. I really think it's the 2% and things like that. AI is just, we already know, don't use my fucking face unless you're going to pay me for it. And even then, if you're not going to pay me for it, just don't use my face. That's it. And it should be contracted to be like, okay, yeah, use my face here and there, but once you need me for like a sequel or a future endeavor, whatever, sign me up. Like, don't use my face at that point. Like, use me instead. Like, you know what I mean? Not the after image or whatever the fuck they're planning to use.
Well, I mean, what if they need it for like a picture or like a flashback, whatever? That should be fine. That should be fair use, but they should at least be credited that they're in the movie, I would feel, and get a little bit of compensation out of it. Not just, oh, we can use your face because we have it already.
You know what I'm saying? That should be like part of the contract or something. Like if the Fast and Furious franchise wants to use, I guess, Paul Walker's likeness or whatnot, pay the family or whatever, and let them decide, yeah, you can do it, or no, don't do it, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think they should. This is like a bigger thing, but if they ruin I guess, Paul Walker's legacy or something like that, where they use it in this disgusting way in which the family doesn't enjoy, should be able to sue them for that. That's a whole other topic, but I feel like that's necessary.
Fair.
Like, if I was Christopher Reeve's family and I saw what they did to him in The Flash, I would sue for that.
Yeah, that should be a suable offense. But I don't think we're gonna get to that point. I think
It's just my personal, like, beef.
Oh, you feel like personally that they should be allowed to sue? Yeah. Fair use says that probably not, but that should be grounds to say something. I mean, butchering them in a way and using them for full CGI is just insane in itself. But one thing that I told you, and I told you it was going to be a slippery slope and there was going to be a problem coming up, because right now they're still in the middle of arguing.
Yeah.
But the AMPTP is getting what they want because they're still going to be making a killing. They got the Hunger Games stars to go ahead and begin promoting.
Yeah.
There's what is it? Hunger Games, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Yeah.
This is what I meant about solidarity. This is what I mean about
Who makes the movies?
for Hunger Games.
Yeah, is it not like WB?
Something like that. No, it's not WB. It's I want to say it's a branch off Lionsgate.
Oh yeah, it is. It is Lionsgate. I'm like 99% sure.
Yeah, it's Lionsgate.
Lionsgate makes these movies. I mean, then why couldn't they market Saw X? Why couldn't they give them that?
Saw X.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they promote that one?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that why is it that there's some that can, but some that
Like, why is Rachel Zegler getting it, but not Saw X? And especially, it's mostly frustrating because if you're giving it to someone from Lionsgate, like, yeah, the Saw X account was doing great. Like, you saw Billy the Puppet was everywhere. That's just so
they were using marketing.
yeah, it's not a person or whatever. It takes someone with a camera and control Billy the Puppet. Billy the Puppet isn't real, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, they were having fun and stuff, but like, imagine Tobin Bell in the media or whatever talking about it. Like, that'd be something to really like bring in cash.
Not just that, but like it would have shed some light on the actors that are in there as well. Because I've been noticing that all these movies that have been coming out, they've been really sleeping on the actors in the movies. They'll talk about the movies, but they won't talk about the actors because they don't know who they are. And since these up and coming actors can't really promote themselves in interviews and stuff like that, it's a problem.
I wonder what they did to get it.
This is a personal. The Rachel Zegler thing is a personal thing, and I probably have an idea that I'll let you know right now. But I kind of wanted to also say too that this is your fault.
But no, man,
No, you had okayed this.
no, yeah, you're the reason why.
You're the reason why Matthew Lillard couldn't thank his fans on TikTok, bro. He had to go and be like, "Thanks, guys, for coming out to watch a movie that was in theaters." I can't even say the name because I've been kicked out, but thank you guys.
Well, yeah,
Like, he couldn't even think it's your fault. You vouched for it. You said it was okay. You said that people can do these kinds of things and there shouldn't be an issue, but this is where picking and choosing comes in. And I believe that they picked not only the worst franchise to go ahead and pick, but also the worst person to back behind. Because let me tell you, I went to her Twitter. I've been on her shit. She has her comments turned off, her replies, all that stuff. She only gets comments from people that follow her. Welcome Logan Paul, the female Logan Paul, basically. She knows about the controversy. She knows that a lot of people are not okay with this, but yet she's allowed to promote this movie while, let's be honest, while being the most controversial actress right now, because of the things that she was saying about Snow White, right? Weird. The whole what else did she say? The whole bringing it back or whatever. This is in 1970, whatever the hell.
Yeah, all the Snow White stuff.
Yeah, basically all the Snow White stuff. Oh no, the Shazam 2 premiere. Oh, I just needed a job.
Mm-hmm.
Just need a job. Yeah, why her? Why this movie? And why did you vouch for these things?
Well, I still vouch for the whole marketing not the picking and choosing. Obviously, they chose the wrong person for this. I can stand by that. I think giving her the platform to promote this movie and continue to probably slander things like that, is gonna be a problem. It's gonna bite her in the ass if her agent or whatever doesn't be like, hey, you should probably just stick to the script and not say anything about hating men or whatever. But I don't know. I still stand by the whole giving out passes and stuff, but I wonder why this movie.
That's one thing for me too. And a lot of people are slamming her. Like I said, she's not even getting away scot-free. That's why her comments are like completely
Yeah.
shut down. There's people speaking up about this, not only because of the comments that she said, but also because they're like, why is she allowed to promote this movie, but we are not allowed to promote ours? Why do you give her an intro, but not us? And this is exactly what I mean. Nobody should have been allowed to do this.
When that Paul Rudd one comes out with A24, I imagine the same kind of pass.
And it's funny because it's like, they just kind of hit the ground running. Like, as soon as she got the interim agreement, her whole Twitter was flooded with, like, she was off the internet. But as soon as they said, hey, go ahead, repost, pinned her movie in the very top of the screen, just kept going. I mean, now we know that she's going to be singing a good chunk of her songs.
I just want to know why this movie. I don't really care for her singing. That's not.
You don't want to hear her singing?
No.
Nobody cares for her anyway. You know,
And I just want to know why. I want to know why. Like, out of all the movies, why this one?
why her?
Like, she's maybe is it because they know she's problematic, so they're like, oh, it'll bring in views. But I don't know anyone like writing for this movie either, though.
Yeah, I've never really heard anybody be like, oh, yeah, the name.
Even if marketing does do its job and we get the actors to like come through and things like that, I don't know anyone excited for this movie. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if it isn't what's her name, the actual Katniss Everdeen chick, like the OG, I don't know if people care. You know, like I don't know. Maybe that's just me, and I know I don't care. But I don't know anyone looking forward to a new Hunger Games movie, let alone a
prequel. Yeah. Apparently here it says, I'm reading into it, that Lionsgate is an independent studio and the union supports indie films. But I don't think the Hunger
Games isn't indie at all. It's not. It's a whole book franchise,
and they're highlighting the fact that they gave Priscilla a waiver and Ferrari. Obviously, Adam Driver's in there, and Priscilla is with Jacob Elordi. You remember?
Oh yeah, the one that's supposed to be the chick's biopic that was married to Elvis or whatever.
Yeah. So they gave them. So they highlighted that. But why didn't they highlight Saw? Like how you said,
yeah,
because that one, I would argue, Saw may have had a longer run, but it's a smaller movie compared to like the Hunger Games. I feel like Hunger Games has a wider
franchise-wise and everything.
Yeah, I feel like Hunger Games has a wider net, more audience, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why them or why not these smaller films? Priscilla, I could probably say. Priscilla is like, I mean, who's gonna really watch it besides people that are really into A24?
Dude, people watched it and were saying that it does a poor job at portraying Elvis. Isn't that kind of weird?
Well, it's not his movie.
Well, yeah, but you would still think they put a little bit of respect on his name.
I mean, how can you respect him if it's not his movie?
We're talking about his wife.
That's why. So why don't we focus on her?
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't. I see what you're saying, but at the same time, if he's gonna be in it, I don't know how much of a he is in it.
Well, I think that the thing that people fail to understand is that this is through the eyes of other people. So if it's a movie about Priscilla, maybe this is the way that she's seen Elvis. Elvis could have seen himself as this high rock and roll kind of dude. His entourage could have been like, yeah, he's a rock star. But Priscilla could have seen him in a different light and been like, no, this is how he looked to me, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's where people fail to see when it comes to like these biopics and stuff. Like, even when they were like, well, you remember when, what's that one movie came out? Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
And they had Anthony Mackie as Tupac, and they were like, "Oh, Tupac don't look like that. Why they do him dirty like that? Whatever."
Yeah.
That's how Diddy and them see their vision, basically. You know what I mean? That's how they.
Yeah.
I was mad. I was like, that don't even look like him. But and I know a lot of people were at the time when that movie came out were like saying stuff about it. But at the end of the day, it was kind of like, well, that's how they see him. You know, this is their biopic. This is B.I.G.'s biopic. This isn't Tupac. And then what happened when they got All Eyes on Me? They actually got somebody that looked like Tupac, somebody who acted like Tupac, and then they made B.I.G. kind of like
Compton, Tupac looked like Tupac too.
yeah, he did too. Yep,
He looked more like Tupac than the guy in All Eyes on Me. But that's a little.
that was Anthony Mackie though. That's funny. Yeah, it's so hilarious, and they even got him.
That's so weird. Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Because even the sister of Freddie Mercury saw what's his name as Freddie Mercury.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's interesting.
that's the only way that I can see those things, and I think that's what people like fail to like put into their movie reviews. They're just like, that's not Elvis. He would have never done that. He would have never acted like that. But who knows? To somebody else, he could have. You know?
Saw a thing before we started where it was like Jacob Elordi ate 1 pound of bacon every day so he can gain the weight to be Elvis, and I'm just like, you couldn't pay me to eat bacon, man. Like I fucking.
That's where you draw the line.
Yep, I hate bacon.
Give them interim agreements, but bacon, no thank you.
Mm-hmm. Very weird. I don't. I know I have my personal biases against Rachel Zegler, and giving her this movie to like run rampant, I don't know if it's gonna be in her favor. And again, I don't know anyone hyped for this movie.
Are you on that same train where you're like, the thing she said is just, it's not good for you?
It's out of pocket.
Yeah.
Like it's just weird. Like I don't.
It's the same thing as like what Zachary Levi is to me.
Yeah,
I feel like it, like she has redeemable qualities if she really wanted to, but at the same time, I don't think that she's that up. Yeah, exactly. You shut up and prove your worth through acting and stuff. But I mean, every single movie she's in has been canceled, pushed back, or she's been dropped through to SAG Aftra.
She lost out to Paddington.
And that's just one thing that I feel is an issue, not just with her, because, you know, some people deserve it,
Yeah.
then some people who are trying to get their name out there, who are up-and-coming actors, they want their names out there, and they can't get their names out there because they can't do interviews, they can't be more vulnerable for the audiences, you can't really talk to them, and people get to know them, and so that's why I think that this is hurting them, and that's why I believe that nobody should be getting interim agreements at all. If one has to suffer, they all have to suffer. Solidarity means solidarity. That doesn't mean, oh yeah, we're in solidarity while those go do whatever they want. And to give it to her and this movie out of the roster that there is, I mean, not even Disney and the Marvels is getting any interim agreement. And I would argue,
And that's because it's Disney.
exactly, but I would argue probably would have a wider net than this, the movie.
It's just puzzling. It's just like I'm trying to wrap my brain around it, and I can't because this movie doesn't deserve it. The Iron Lung deserves it. Like, why don't they give one to that one?
That's what I'm
The
saying.
movie about fuck is it called? I just had it in my brain. I can't remember what I was gonna say. The one with Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. That one just got a trailer out. I think I didn't watch it, but like I hope when that movie comes around that they get the agreement. You know what I mean? Like like they deserve it, but I'm confused on why this one got it. That's just where I'm at. I'm stuck on.
And I'm sure that'll come out later. I'm sure we'll figure that out later. Something will leak out and tell us why certain movies got this interim agreement.
You think when it actually ends or what? The strike?
Yeah, 100%. I think it'll come out maybe a few months after the strike. They'll be like, oh yeah, these ones got interim agreements because so-and-so did X, Y, and Z. It's going to come out. Things always come into light. It just depends when.
Mm-hmm.
I know that whole, like I think we said in the last episode we recorded, but like how that whole Chloe Zhao thing was happening on set. The whole Eternal set was all quiet. It wasn't until after everything kind of was blowing over that they were like, yeah, no, she was a pain on set. And she was doing all this and that. So things always come out into light. It's just a matter of when. And yeah, I just don't see the appeal of allowing this one. Why even put it in the face knowing that she has all this controversy?
That's the puzzling part. I can't wrap my head around it either.
Why? We couldn't even go to the red carpet premiere.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? It's just a weird thing. But moving on, though, some positive news, regardless of whatever Rachel Zegler's doing over there. At least Francis Lawrence is talking about something that I've been waiting for, something that I've been hoping to hear something on, and that's an update on Constantine 2. So Francis Lawrence is not only the director of the first Constantine with Keanu Reeves, but he's also doing the Hunger Games prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. During an interview, he was asked if he got any answers about it. I mean, Vertigo is a DC brand. Obviously, Peter Safran and James Gunn are revamping that and changing it up the way that they want to. We've heard that it was probably canceled. We've talked about it before, but no updates ever since then. But now we finally have an update, and though it doesn't bring me the best of optimism, it gives me something to at least look forward to, at least something to live on for, right? And I think that's all we need in this world, is just something to live on for.
Yeah. And if my thing is Constantine 2, power to you, because I like the first one.
The first one's great, yeah. Hands down, the best Satan on screen.
I really like his portrayal, and I know it's taken forever to get a sequel, but like if Zack Snyder's movies would have continued or whatever, or if James Gunn can find him a spot in his universe, I'd prefer Keanu to take it.
Can we have a DC conversation without you bringing up Zack Snyder? Jesus, leave his meat alone. But
I'm just joking.
Benjamin Lois said,
That's stupid.
Benjamin Lois says, hate it here. So Constantine 2 got obviously held up by the writer's strike, and we had to jump through a bunch of hurdles to get control of the character again, because other people had control of Vertical stuff. We have control. Keanu and Akiva Goldsman and I have been in meetings and have been hashing out what we think the story is going to be, and there's more meetings of those to have of that to happen. The script has to be written, but really hoping that we get to do Constantine 2 and make a real R-rated version of him. That's not exactly an absolute guarantee or anything like that, but it sounds like we're closer to a Constantine sequel than we've been in many years, if not ever, and that's a reason to believe.
Well, there you go. That's exciting.
That is. And, I mean, he did name drop Akiva Goldsman. That's a writer.
Yeah.
He wrote the first one, so, I mean...
I hope that wasn't a real sneaky way to say Keanu's working, though.
What do you mean?
But he said that they've been in meetings.
Oh.
Like, I hope he didn't just get him in trouble for that.
I mean, I don't think meetings and stuff like that is the issue. It's the... Oh, I guess you're not supposed to be working with them at all, huh?
You're not supposed to, yeah. I mean, if Matthew Lillard couldn't thank fans directly for watching FNAF, and Rachel Zegler has to get a thing to promote songs in their stupid fucking Hunger Games movie, then, yeah, Keanu shouldn't be working. And I think meetings classify as work. I hope he didn't just get him in trouble for it.
I mean, I like your angle, but Keanu's going to be fine. Keanu's gonna be fine. He's gonna go up to.
I don't like him.
He's gonna go up to Franny, and he's gonna give her the old charm, and it's gonna be over. Franny's just gonna be like, okay, ha ha ha. It's gonna be over. Keanu's just a smooth. He got Riz, bro. Keanu got the Riz, and everything else follows.
Okay,
It's not
things, right?
Yeah.
Don't say Riz again.
Oh, my bad.
And you're probably right. I can agree with that, but I just hope that him saying that just didn't like out him. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want to be that guy either. Like if my director is like being like, "Oh no, yeah, I'm doing this and that behind the scenes," wink, wink, with what's his name, I would be like, "Hey man, shut the fuck up!" Like you'll get me in trouble. Like these are supposed to be private meetings about future work, basically.
Well, I mean, and there could be the cop out. Where like he did say that the strike has really put it on hold, that they probably had meetings before the strike.
I'm sure, yeah, but right, that was, I think he was talking about the writers one.
Yeah, but you don't know that. He didn't specify. And I mean, he had some time before SAG followed suit. So I mean, Keanu in the clear.
If we do get a second one, I want to see him with Zatanna. Like I hope they bring that pairing to life.
I don't think that'll happen. Only because, well, I mean, unless James Gunn really commits to that Elseworlds thing, and you know he can cast his own Zatanna and all that stuff, and maybe Dr. Fate. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Like, that'd be cool to see in an Elseworld story if James Gunn is really gonna commit to
Yeah,
that.
because I don't want to see him fight the devil again. Like, I know it's appealing and I know it's cool, and I mean that's kind of what he did in the first one. I just want to see him tackle another villain or whatever, at least with a love interest like Zatanna, and then work it all out.
But I think that's what worked with the first Constantine, that it was very grounded, and that he was just doing, like, protecting the world from Satan.
Yeah,
Stopping the demons from coming out.
Mhm.
So I like that. Like,
Yeah,
the demon
if-
slayer. That was nice.
and there should be more to that. That's what I'm saying. They should just expand upon his mythos if that's the case.
Yeah.
Like if like,
He doesn't necessarily need a lot of cape shit in the movie, though.
well, no, but I think as a Zatanna would like kind of bring it all together.
A grounded Zatanna.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she carries a Glock, but she also knows magic.
Well, no,
You obviously, magic to restrain the person, and then the Glock to dome ski it.
I don't.
You're gonna just demon be gone. That'd be sick. Or like an Uzi. Santana got a Uzi.
Nah, man, I don't think so.
Flips it sideways.
No, no,
No. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'd want to see her though to
Yeah.
some capacity. I know she was probably gonna make an appearance in that Dark Justice League show
Mm-hmm.
before it got canned.
Yeah, because and let's be honest, I think that Constantine worked because it really moved away from the source material. They took the name, but it wasn't really exactly what they'd be doing.
Yeah, no.
So I mean, to throw in DC characters and get all crazy like that, I mean, I think that would just completely uproot this franchise, or I mean, if it turns into a franchise or whatever, like, it'll completely just uproot it in a weird way. It would have to stay grounded in some capacity. So, yeah, Zatanna with a Glock, 100%. She needs to have one.
She doesn't need a gun.
If she don't have a gun on her hip, throw it away.
She doesn't need a gun, man.
Okay.
She'll be
A sword. Chop their heads off.
A sword could be cool. It's like a holy sword.
Damn. Call us up. Put us in the meetings. That Keanu will not be attending.
That's right. I don't want to get an autograph from Keanu.
But that's exciting news. I can't wait for this to happen. I know mixed reception came with the first one. That was obviously because DC nerds were like, that's not Constantine.
That was a long time ago, man. This movie came out, what, 08?
Yeah. No, sooner before that. 06, right?
I don't know. But yeah, no, that was a long time ago. Now I feel like Keanu's been a household name, and he'll fit right in as five. Oh, he'll fit right in as Constantine.
Yeah, but not like like the definitive.
Well, no,
DC.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I feel like
You can't make him comic accurate
that's what I'm saying.
because that's not what
I'm not saying that.
the 05 was.
I'm not saying that.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that he's come a long way since then. He's a household name. John Wick, everyone loves him. Like, him coming out in a sequel like this,
After that fourth part, who knows?
you're the only one that I know doesn't like it. That's the thing. But you may lose my train of thought. He's come a long way, basically, and I feel like he's earned that leeway to come back for a sequel and be okay, regardless of comic accuracy.
No, I think Keanu would want to come back for like his Constantine. I don't think he would want that comics accurate thing.
That's what. Are you not paying attention to what I'm saying? I'm saying that it works a lot better that way, and he's earned that leniency to not come back and not be comic accurate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Because I said it first and then you said it, and then I was just like, well, I'm gonna say it back. I feel like you're just trying to spell on it.
that's not what I'm saying. That I said it, and then you were just like, "Oh no, yeah." We start speaking fucking different languages.
Please don't.
I don't even know.
I'll throw this mic at you.
I couldn't.
So speaking Hebrew. What you brewing over there? Anyways, another movie that sounds like it's coming into fruition as well. I don't know. There's been a lot of talk on being on the fence about this franchise. Apparently, a Now You See Me 3 is reportedly confirmed with Jesse Eisenberg coming back, Woody Harrelson, and Morgan Freeman. How do you feel about this franchise?
Just those three?
Oh, I'm sure that's all they have like right now since they're
Oh,
beginning to,
I'm gonna say
get into it.
If they don't bring back Dane Franco, then I don't know if I want it.
I think they'll bring him back, but I think he was laying down low because of what happened to his brother for a while.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like, damn, that's crazy.
I mean, because as soon as everything happened with James Franco, he kind of took a hiatus. So
I like the first one. I like the first one. The second one I get iffy about because I feel like it gets a little too convoluted with the plot, but it has cool magic tricks in it. And I think that's what this whole franchise is supposed to be based on, but they kind of got a little carried away with the sequel.
Magic and heist.
Yeah. The first one I really liked. It felt grounded, and then obviously, yeah, it played on its both hands of being a heist and like this could totally be like Ocean's 11 meets Magic if they really wanted it.
That's
to be.
basically what it is.
Well, the sequel wasn't that.
Yeah, the sequel took a turn. The first one was basically Ocean's 11 meets Magic, and then the second one turned into a what's it called? Like overseas chase movie.
Espionage.
Yeah, all that stuff, like having to go all over the place. If they would have kept going with, yeah, we steal shit and we do shit with magic. Like, first one, the reveal was crazy. The whole, Dave, spoilers for Now You See Me if you guys haven't seen it, but the whole Dave Franco didn't actually die on the bridge thing. The whole, by the end of it, everybody's on stage and they had the money and they played the cop, and then the cop was actually working with them the whole time, whatever. Like, that shit was a plot twist within a plot twist. I was like, M. Night Shyamalan, did you help him? Like, that shit was just an insane thing. And then the second one came along and you were just like, that's fine.
Yeah, they were doing a lot in the second one for no reason.
Yeah.
I think if they can get back to what made the first one really special, they would have something great on their hands.
I will say Woody Harrelson, making jokes with Woody Harrelson was probably a highlight of Now You See Me Too. And maybe a little annoying.
He's funny. Woody Harrelson is just a funny guy.
He's funny, but
I liked him in the first one.
I think he got to the point where they were just like, it was like, man, like if there's so much lack of chemistry that he needs to just bounce off himself, it's insane.
The randomness of having Harry Potter in there was kind of weird.
I honestly thought he was a fine addition. I didn't know what he was trying to go for. It was like goofy mob boss type shit, so it just really kind of threw me off. But I thought he would have made a fine addition if they knew what kind of direction to take him.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like the second one just tried to do a lot and it didn't really land.
Yeah, basically that. But they had a vision, and it seemed like they were just so high off the first movie that they didn't know how to see that vision.
They're like, man, people really like the first one. Let's just give them what they want, but more messy. And then they gave us that.
I will say it gave us an iconic scene with that card where they're in that like safe.
Yeah.
And like they're just throwing the card all over the place and just trying to keep it away.
Well, no, that shit was sick. That will always be like an iconic scene, but the rest of the movie is like forgettable to me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And don't forget, the water scene was pretty. Jesse Eisenberg is still bald because he came off of BVS. So
he's still bald.
Yeah, well, he was bald. And the Now You See Me Too, because he was coming off like straight off BVS, and he actually shaved his head for that movie.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's because that's what we call dedication.
Yeah. So, are we excited for Now You See Me 3?
Yeah, I would say so.
I think just to see how they close it off. I mean, I wouldn't see this as an ever-expanding franchise.
Oh, of course not. No.
But I think if they bring back the original girl from the first one and kind of just close it out with the four of them, I think it would be good. And maybe bring back, obviously, the other two characters that made it out the second one to kind of give them a closing arc too. But they got to do something that's...
I don't need this to be like a Fast and Furious, but with magic type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Fast and Furious?
No, I'm saying like I don't need them to be Fast and Furious and just keep this franchise alive.
Oh, yeah. We'll always have magic as long as we have family.
I think three movies could be a good banger, especially if the third one is like really good and just ends on a high note. It could be fine.
They had a missed opportunity. The first movie could have been Now You See Me. Oh, yeah. No, it's perfect. Now You See Me, Now You See Me Too. And then the last one can be like, and now you don't. That'd be crazy.
Something like that.
That'd be a dope ass tag. Fucking hire me.
You just got to get back Dave Franco, and then I think I'll be in.
Yeah. If he signs on, hopefully he comes back. Yeah, because he's been on a hiatus. I don't know what's going on with him.
I know his character was always badass too. Like in the first one, he's throwing cards at Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh yeah, get his ass.
Yeah, that was pretty, and it was actually doing damage. I'm like, how is he throwing these cards like this?
Exactly.
He was the pickpocketer too.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
the scene, when we first see him with the watch, I thought that shit was cool.
Yeah, it was. But a franchise that we're excited to see a welcome back, but please don't overstay your welcome, like some franchises did, and that is the Expendables.
Fuck,
the biggest flop of 2023. Right.
I think Jason said something like that.
Yeah, right underneath the Flash. So. It is what it is. only made in its about 3-4 week run in the theaters, only made $16 million on a $100 million budget. And that's not including marketing. They didn't do a lot of marketing, so I'm assuming maybe like $105 million, but only made $16 million. Obviously, critic score was not good. Obviously, word of mouth wasn't there. Nobody was really hyping this movie. Nobody said, hey, I want to see Megan Fox with Jason Statham, because if you remember the trailer that we watched, that's basically what they showed us. Yeah, this movie was destined to fail. I don't know why they brought him back, but hey, if they didn't tell you to stop, please stop.
This one should have appealed to older audiences who know this franchise, or I guess if you're really into action movies, this probably would have been on your radar. But I think lack of marketing, and obviously it didn't appeal to that audience.
Yeah,
it wasn't gonna last. Like, what do we? Younger audiences want the action, but a fourth Expendables, it's out of our range at that point. We want John Wick, fucking faster hitting scenes like in The Kingsman and things like that. I feel like this one was just out of place.
I feel like this franchise itself, because I don't think any of the movies actually did exponentially well. Like, some of them did, they were hits, because I think the first two obviously were hits because, it's the older action stars that a lot of people love to see
For sure.
are back.
Mm-hmm.
The third one obviously didn't do as well because I felt like that worn off by now. This one just makes it sad. It makes it sad because, kind of like I told you with like John Wick 4, just to bring it up, is like when there's no sense of danger, you're just like checked out, right? Like that suit that he wears getting blasted on or whatever, that just makes you be like, this is unbelievable. There's no way. The problem with this franchise is that they're fucking old. They're too old to be doing this shit. You're not going to tell me Stallone, who can barely formulate sentences, is like jumping out of planes, doing tank shit. Statham, I believe that he can kick ass 100%, so he's fine in these movies. I don't even think why they put him in here. Like, if he's an old man, I don't know. He's not that old, but like,
He's a big name, that's why.
yeah, seeing like Statham, 50 Cent, that's cool to see him, but he's old too. You could tell that he's like an older man.
He's 70 Cent.
Arnold Schwarzenegger coming back for like a couple, I think he came back for the second and third, and that was pretty cool. He had a couple one-liners, and he was kind of doing the gun thing. I think that's the extent an old action star can go. You can't have them do hand-to-hand combat because you're just like, that would have broken his wrist. He would have been old.
Yeah.
Old.
You know, speaking of Sylvester Stallone, his documentary came out already, and I want to get around to watching it.
Okay.
Sly on Netflix. I told you, or you saw that?
You saw Schwarzenegger's too, right?
Yeah. You saw me watch that one. That one was good. I thought it was gonna be another show like that, but it's actually like a movie, like a documentary movie.
Got you.
So I want to check that out eventually. Sorry for the Expendables. I'm not really, like I said, I didn't really care for this franchise. Maybe I'll check it out, all of them, now that it's kind of done.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think this one was gonna survive the climate anyway.
Yeah, I think I'll check it out too. At least the fourth one when it's on streaming. I just never was like, yeah, this is a movie theater movie. I'm not gonna do that.
This is one of those franchises where the fourth one pumped out too late, and all the old heads who would have enjoyed it are probably checked out by now.
Yeah. Nope. I'm pretty sure most of these guys are older cats themselves. I'm sure some of them weren't around for the fourth part, but that's just me. That's what I think. But it is what it is. They flopped. We'll watch the movies. I actually want to get your take on these movies, so maybe we'll do a review on them. Yeah, maybe rank them or rank one of them. So, we'll see about that.
I don't think it's a lot of story, right? I mean, it's like watching the Mission Impossible.
The first one is because I think that's when they kind of introduce you and say like, this is where they've been, kind of thing, and obviously introduce what they used to do.
Yeah.
The second and third one. The second one is more action-packed, I feel, and the third one tries to give you that balance because Mel Gibson's in it.
Damn.
But I think people just didn't like Mel Gibson. So that one,
I feel like he's always had mixed reception. Yeah. Speaking of Mel Gibson, have you seen The Continental?
no, not yet.
I need to watch it too.
Yeah.
I got put on the back burner because, well, Loki came out and all that.
Loki, I have Gen V,
but I do want to do a review on that. It's
on The Continental. I mean, yeah, I'm down
the pipeline because we still got Loki, Gen V, Invincible's coming out.
Like, Loki's about to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll discuss plans. We'll discuss.
Okay.
But Moving on, though, we got directors clashing. Joe Russo taking jabs at Martin Scorsese. Apparently, there's this online war about who actually is the better director and all this and that. Is this a no-brainer?
Mike,
You would think, right? But I have the video here so you guys can watch, and, this is what everybody thought was so disrespectful that they were, like, apparently dragging Joe Russo for it. Bump up this audio real quick.
aw, look, he's got a Schnauzer. I love Schnauzers. And his name is Oscar. It's really cute, Oscar. Sorry, come on, box office.
What? See, my thing is, in the first place, I don't understand why he did that. That was just Martin Scorsese being cute on his daughter's TikTok because that's where he's been on most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Russo decided to do that.
And spark a war.
Yeah, basically. So, I mean,
I've been seeing it.
let's get your take. Who's better, Joe Russo or Martin Scorsese?
Really?
I gotta ask.
It's Scorsese.
Scorsese.
All the way.
It's clearly Scorsese.
I would watch Casino and Goodfellas and The Irishman way before I sit down and decide to watch a Marvel movie.
Irishman is crazy.
What? You don't like The Irishman?
It's just too long. I couldn't handle it.
You fucking weenie.
I like what other ones did he make though? Obviously Wolf on Wall Street.
Wolf on Wall Street.
That's a fucking banger in itself.
Driver, the older one.
We haven't watched Killers of a Flower Moon yet.
Not
Taxi
yet.
Driver's good too. Shutter Island, fuck dude, that's a fucking masterpiece. That one's great. Gangs of New York. He directed Shark Tale? You're
I
capping.
don't think so.
You're capping.
There's no way.
It says right here that he oh no, he was in Shark Tale. He played Mr. Sykes.
Oh shit.
No way. I didn't know that. Crazy.
It's funny.
The Departed, obviously a banger as well. Yeah. Let me see Joe Russo's.
He's done Civil War. I think he did Winter Soldier and then Infinity War and Endgame. I don't think his filmography extends outside of those movies.
The Gray Man, Cherry, Endgame, Infinity War. They made You, Me, and Dupree. That was a good movie. It's funny. And that's it. They got 5 movies in their filmography. And don't get me wrong, it's a nice little subtle jab. Box office dictates that he is clearly the winner in the box office. I mean, it is what it is. But it took a MCU franchise that was already built over 10 years for you to pick up this movie and do that. Because I'll tell you right now, nobody watched The Gray Man and nobody watched Cherry. We got some of these comments down here that basically let you know what's up and whose side is everybody on. This Twitter user or X user, whatever the fuck, said, Scorsese used his clout to cash his biggest check and make Jermaid work on America's founding sin and bottomless pit of human sin. Joe Russo used his success and fame and shot from inside Tom Holland's anus.
Gross.
Crew of Joe Russo to name his dog visual illiteracy. I guess The Gray Man is no longer the most embarrassing thing directed by Joe Russo. In 50 years, no one will know who Joe Russo is, says this ex-user.
Damn.
Another ex-user says, let's just be honest, Joe Russo is a rich asshole hack who won the lottery when Fahey plucked him from obscurity and let him tag along. Another ex-user says, I could only watch a few seconds of that Joe Russo video because it was so cringe, so I just now found out he ends up bragging about Beer, which box office, which is pretty burb considering everything he makes that isn't an IP delivery service is a money pit that's materially harming actors' careers.
Yeesh.
Yeah. Let me see the comment section of this Instagram too, if I can pull it up. Oh no.
I got people on my timeline of things, because, I'm on the comic book side of Twitter, saying that they'd rather watch the MCU over 3-hour-long mob movies or whatever. And I can safely say they're all sharing the same crack pipe. There's no way that I'd rather choose that. You know what I'm saying? Goodfellas is my favorite movie of almost all time. And if not, it's top 5. I know that. Top 3. Some of the MCU movies, are hit or miss. Like I told you, for our upcoming one, it wasn't that hard. Out of 32 movies, and I didn't care for about 9 of them, 10 of them maybe. Like, the list is not that long. And obviously, it's Martin Scorsese that's the better director here.
Okay, but what if, let me ask this question then, just to play devil's advocate, because Martin Scorsese usually he'll write, do his own productions, all that stuff. But the Russo brothers, their production company, they write and they make other movies like Extraction 1 and 2. They wrote those movies. They weren't directed by the Russo brothers or Joe Russo, but Joe Russo at least wrote Extraction 1 and 2. Does that play?
Yeah.
Does that help with any of the leveling of who's a better director and all that?
No, because directing and writing are two different things.
Okay.
I feel like you can write a compelling story, but not everyone can visualize said story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Zack Snyder, when I guess Man of Steel, because he didn't write that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was delivered to him by David S. Goyer and Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
But he was able to direct it and put his visionary eye to it. And not to throw in his name in the ring, but that's just the best one to come to mind, where someone can give you a story, and if your vision and eye are so good, you can do basically anything with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Martin Scorsese has any writing credits in his movies. I'm not too sure, but his eye and visionary talent alone has produced great films despite box office numbers.
Yeah, and he still does a good chunk of box office. I mean, he's not making $1 billion, but $500,000, all that stuff, that's still a good chunk of money, especially for independent films that, are new stories, new takes on certain things. Like Shutter Island should have never actually happened, but it did. And it's one of my favorite horror movies. I don't know if you ever seen that one with Leonardo.
No.
Sleeping, bro. Sleeping. I can't even talk to you anymore. You're fucking sleeping. But, yeah. Martin Scorsese obviously is the winner in this round. I don't understand where the conversation is. I don't think Joe Russo is a bad director. I think this was just like a little subtle jab, and it was supposed to be like playful, and people just took it up the ass and really made it like,
Oh, yeah.
and I see a lot of people on Twitter that are really like dick riding Joe Russo. Like, he made Endgame. Like, what the fuck, guys? And mob flick. It's like, no, bro. Like, he's made other movies. It's not just mob flicks. Wolf of Wall Street, Shutter Island, and then the rest are mob flicks. But I mean, he did.
That was a hit, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if he's able to make something happen, and that's from like his culture, and he's able to make a mob flick that you enjoy, but you can only pick out the fact that that's what he does. Everybody has their thing.
Joe Russo only does Marvel movies then. And everything else is garbage.
Or television.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, where'd they come from? Arrested Development. That's where they had their start. They got plucked, like how this Twitter user said, got plucked by Kevin Feige and became the household name they are today.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're known for something. Now they have that production company. Martin Scorsese made it out of nothing. Put some respect on his name for next time. But moving on to our last couple topics, we got the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes trailer, a new one. You made me stop watching it before I was going to watch it. I was this close to watching it. I was really excited about it. Can't wait for that. But I thought we start with the first ever Echo trailer. We're getting all 5 episodes. I believe it said in January. We're going to get all 5. Apparently, this show has had massive reshoots. They changed the tone drastically. They changed everything because this is what I feel is one of the first shows that is actually getting that revamping that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
The course correction, if you will.
People are saying it's TVMA.
Yeah, the first ever mature. And apparently there's a lot of blood in this one. I haven't seen the trailer.
Haven't seen it.
But I've been seeing people tweeting about it, saying that it's the bloodiest one that is that we've seen. I'm not so excited about this show. I heard Kingpin's going to be in it. I heard Daredevil's going to be in it. So I think that's one of the reasons that I'm going to watch it. Will this trailer pull me in? I don't know. I guess we're going to have to see.
Yeah. I mean, I was vibing with the character a little bit in Hawkeye. I don't know about this show, though. This trailer is going to have to be something good.
Yeah. It got to really pull me in, because if it does not, Marvel's still on a losing streak. I will say I still haven't watched Loki. I gotta watch it, but
have you heard about I guess I'll get your thoughts on it after. Let's just watch this thing.
You gonna watch it first? Yeah. All right, let's jump right in.
Maya. I see everything that you are. I always have. afraid. You have so much pain in you. So much rage that you can't contain it. You and I are the same. So, who's the monster?
All episodes streaming January 10th on Disney Plus and Hulu. Makes sense.
Okay.
Disney is going to be purchasing Hulu. You seen that?
I said.
I will say it's a good trailer, but I've seen good trailers before, so I'm skeptical. It's a good trailer. I like the blood. I like the little nods to her culture, her native heritage.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it drew me in, but it's piqued my interest a little bit. I seen Daredevil in there for like a second. I like Kingpin seems like it's the Kingpin from Netflix and not what we got in Hawkeye. I just think it's that I think Marvel has just made me so unexcited for these things. I don't know if it's gonna be good, and releasing all 5 episodes at one time is sure weird.
It's a flag. I don't know how to feel. People were hyping this up. I didn't watch it till now. I saw the bloody fists. It looks like it could be something promising, but we've heard these tales before of Marvel being like, oh no, it's gonna be dark, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that, and then we don't get any of that. That's what they said about Moon Knight, and we didn't get any blood or anything like that, like on this caliber.
And if they showed all the like horrific parts in the trailer, then I don't know what to.
Yeah, right. I think
It seemed like they were trying to really highlight it, but then you're also thinking, did you guys use all of it as well? 5 episodes is a little bit of time.
you noticed the filter.
Yeah, they got Zack Snyder in there.
Yeah, they took a page out of DC's the page basically with that filter. I don't know how to feel.
Yeah,
It's not the greatest thing ever,
but that's not the worst either.
yeah, that people are making it out to me on Twitter. They're just like, they're sucking it off like really well, and I'm just like, look, I don't want to rain on anyone's parade when I say this, but you should be very cautious. Like, don't go saying things and sucking the show off, knowing like you should be prepared for this to be garbage or mid. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't Daredevil from Netflix. This is arguably the first show Disney Plus is willing to revamp and change. Maybe it's for the better. Maybe it's for the worse. Who knows? Come January, we'll find out, right? But I wanted to tell you that I guess they highlighted this, and it's going to be put under Marvel's spotlight or whatever the fuck it's called. Well, it's going to be a brand thing for grounded characters like this. I'm assuming Daredevil and Punisher fall in that line too. To basically be this gory thing or whatever, and they don't really advance. They're kind of basically be what the Netflix shows are. They're not going to advance anything for the greater universe. They're going to be grounded characters having their stories explored. So Punisher, Daredevil, I imagine this is the first of its kind. It's basically going to be that thing. And I imagine it's just going to be what the Black Label is for, like it was for DC Comics, where they could show blood and bat dig and all this and that without it being flagged for everyone else.
Probably, yeah. That probably gonna make sure that, hey, you know, these ones are gonna be more harder to watch, and so it doesn't feel like families have to watch it, because I think they said, like how you said, it's not gonna advance the overall story.
Yeah.
So you can easily be like, well, you don't have to watch everything else. You can watch the show if you want to, but it'll help with a little bit of context later on if you really wanted to, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, like this is what they're doing in space and shit, but ground level, this is what they're handling down here. That's fine, but what happens when it comes down time to like introduce Spider-Man to Kingpin? You know, at that point it's gonna be like, well, you hurt Maya. It's like, who's Maya? So you're gonna have to go watch it. I do think it's a weird cop out because at the end of the day, it is just that with it's basically giving people a hey, this is not your typical MCU thing.
No, yeah, no.
You might not want to watch it.
That's the problem I'm having, right? Because if they want to do all this and they want to do that, but we thought the presentation route was going to be a thing.
Yeah.
You know, this could be a one and done and whatever. I just hope that if this is the route they're going and fans have been really wanting this show does really well for fans that want more of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like the darker tone, I guess. And I don't want to take that away from anybody, but this show better do fucking amazing. Otherwise, we're not getting any more.
Yeah, because I mean, this is what I want too. I mean, I want a darker tone. This is what I want. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm getting what I want, but Marvel has done me so dirty. I don't even want to touch it because I feel like it's like that movie, right? What is it called? The Help, when they give them a pie, but there's actually shit in the pie. I don't want to take a bite, and there's shit in there. I don't want to do it. So they're wrapping it up nicely. They're making it look really good. Looks appetizing. There might be shit in there though.
Yeah.
And I think that perfectly sums up what I gotta say.
I know people were saying that don't watch it for just Daredevil and stuff, but you'd want the fans there, the Daredevil fans that care and all this and that, especially if it's gonna lead into his show. Like, you're gonna get the same reception that She-Hulk got if he's not in there quite a bit.
And that's another thing. Mediate your guys' expectations. She-Hulk had what, 6 episodes?
And he showed up like at the second to last one.
Yeah, for 1 episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we seen him doing the walk of shame, and that was basically it. And then we see him at the end smiling and shit in the daylight. WTF to that?
Where's Foggy? No.
Yeah. So they need to sprinkle in these characters and make her like a pawn and actually make her evil, that Daredevil's trying to stop her kind of thing. And that'd be cool. That's one thing that I wish somebody would take a leap on. Show us the evil things that these people are doing and make the hero basically the villain of your story trying to stop her, right? So, like, you don't see him a good chunk, but when you do, he's kicking ass, he's dropping her people, and then, like, give him that weird debate where, like, am I doing the right thing or am I not? Don't rehabilitate her, but just, give us a different perspective. Kind of like we were talking about, like, with the Priscilla thing and everything. Show us that he's the villain to her. That she's the one who's doing right or whatever. Obviously, don't make her actually do the right thing, so you want us to be confused about it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Because, I mean, the conflict that Daredevil has in his show is that he's a religious man doing these unreligious things or whatever, and it's hard to walk the path because of his self-righteous morality, basically. And then think of Bullseye, right? In the 3rd season. He thinks he's doing it all for his good well-being and stuff and being a high rank and working for Fisk and getting a good job. When in reality, he sees Daredevil as the bad guy or whatever because he's working for the good guy, he thinks.
Mm-hmm.
It's not till the end of the season where he's like, no, both of these people are ass. I'm going to kill both of them if I can.
Yeah.
And then he fights Daredevil, and it's that 3-way battle. Like, that's the balance we're looking for. That's what I want. Hopefully the show delivers, though. Because, I mean, it looks fine to me.
It looks good to me, too.
I think I need a clip or another trailer. I'm sure we'll get something closer to January.
So, like, when Daredevil and her come face-to-face for a confrontation, how are they going to communicate?
If we're like, no, just throwing hand signals? No. She can read lips, obviously. That's what she was doing. She can put on hearing aids. And, I mean, if she signs, Daredevil can sense
the vibration.
He can sense that.
Flick your fingers harder so I can see the vibrations. Oh, my God. It's going to be funny. I'm interested. Jokes aside, it looks like it might be good. It just depends if they commit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this if they're gonna give us some half-baked ass shit. Like, commit to it all the way. Show us that blood. Show us the violent side that we don't see in the MCU. Because that's real stuff. We need to see the damage that it's doing in the lower levels. The things that the Avengers are overlooking are more crucial down below.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Like, we get the sense of that sometimes with Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, whatever. Like, we see the
I don't know what you call it. They missed their opportunity with Hawkeye.
Well, no, they could have really, what is it called?
Delivered something.
We see like I don't know the word that I'm trying to use. like it's there, but I'm blanking on it. But we see the big the collateral damage. There you go. Of the battles. Like Civil War is the biggest one where the lady comes up to him and he's like, he got squished by you guys kicking ass in Sokovia. Like we should see that for New York and stuff like that. You know, not everything is going to be protected by the Avengers, so on and so forth. Like, well, Captain America is fighting the fucking flag smashers all across the world, who's protecting the little guy in New York.
Yeah.
Daredevil, Spider-Man, this and that. Hawkeye gave us a hint of that when he was going through his PTSD and seeing that Thanos was right or whatever, this and that. We just need that in a darker tone, like, so they can actually dive deep into it and not be so like not sprinkle it, drizzle it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Only time will tell. Hopefully, we get that with this show. All 5 episodes coming out January 10th. Let us know your guys' thoughts on the trailer. We want to hear from you guys. But moving on to our final trailer, we had Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the next installment to the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Obviously, the first one was with James Franco, so caution for those that want to go do a rewatch and aren't okay with him. He's in the first one, and then, you know, we see
And a bail from him.
yeah, we kind of see Caesar kind of grow up and take the lead, and by the end of it, we get a warm, heartwarming, emotional moment, and here we are.
This one kind of came out the blue, if I'm being for real. You know, last time we reported on this, it sounded like they were like theorizing that it was coming, but like we had no news.
No, I think when we talked about it, it was in production.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in production. But it's been silent. And then remember the last time they had wrapped up filming and they did like the little motion capture thing.
Oh, that's right. And they were like, oh, it's a wrap or whatever. I remember that.
Yeah,
the little video.
Mm-hmm. So it's been a long time in the making. Honestly, I know that they were trying to jump right off after the success of the third one. They just didn't know where to take it. Obviously, the end of the third episode is the third episode. The end of the third movie is basically up in limbo where everything's gonna go. So hopefully, this trailer gives us or a teaser trailer gives us a little glimpse of where that's gonna go. I'm excited to see this. I've been wanting another one. Hopefully, it can live up to what Matt Reeves was able to do. 100%. Ready?
When I sleep, I see strange things.
Memories?
Not memories. New things. I see everything.
That is not everything. What a wonderful day!
That shit looks hard. The CGI is not where it needs to be, though. I think there's a couple scenes in there that needs a little touch up. Obviously, it's just a teaser trailer. They're giving you what they can. But that shit looks hard. It looks like it's continuing off whatever happened in the other 3, and I'm 100% down for it.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm really interested in the evolutionary side of these things because they're speaking full English now.
Yeah, that, and now the humans are primitive.
Yeah.
They are back into the Stone Ages, basically, like fucking hunters and gatherers type shit. That's scary.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in the most. Like, and it has to cross your mind at some point, like watching these movies, because I mean, the first one, they were the primitive ones learning. The second one, they were taking over, getting smarter. The third one, they blew it up, and then this one is highlighting that heavily, and I'm interested in that.
Like, they won the war. Now, where does it leave the human?
Exactly.
and it leaves us fucked.
Primitive.
Bro, that like
Insane.
you know how fragile we are as human beings? We need clothes. We need to stay warm. We explode easily. Like anything we're done. Apes are like that too, but they don't need fire. They don't need warm clothes. They don't need all that stuff. They live off their land. They live off their fur. They're able to keep themselves warm. That shit's scary.
Like at that point, they're
fucked.
at that point they're the missing link, basically.
Yeah,
Between man and ape, I guess.
basically.
Not like a Sasquatch.
Maybe that's where the evolution came from. Maybe we were monkeys.
Maybe. It's crazy though. It's crazy to think about because that's actually insane that they're speaking for English now. That's got to be exciting.
Yeah, no, seeing that is good, especially what it looked like. It looked like it was the city that we seen in the second movie. When in the second one we seen it was abandoned, it was dirty, but it wasn't covered up like that. And this one, the earth completely taken over.
It's all like green.
There's no buildings, no nothing. It's all mud. What a skyscraper would be hella high. The dirt is like right halfway at the mark of all the buildings. It's like what happened? How'd you guys lose so bad? We had guns. We had Glocks, my man.
They had guns too
that they stole. But how you let a monkey take the Glock from you, dog? How you let a monkey take the Glock? That don't make no sense.
That's so funny.
I think it was what was it? The second one where Cobra, when Cobra like basically acts dumb like a dumb monkey, grabs the gun, and while the other two are like laughing because he's a dumb monkey or whatever, he just fucking lasers the both of them. I'm like,
The way Cobra went out was crazy though.
Cobra was a straight gangster. Say what you want about him, he was a straight gangster.
He was, but a traitor nonetheless.
Yeah. He's obviously an op now, but that fool was gangster. Like if he was used for good, he would have been all right in my book. And I'm excited for this. I can't wait for this. Let us know what you guys think of the trailer. What do you guys think of this new Planet of the Apes movie? Who's directing this one?
I don't know. I'm kind of curious about it too. Let me see.
Because you could tell the vision's kind of like different. Kingdom of the Planet the Apes. Let me see. It is Westball.
Who the fuck? Was Andy Serkis coming back as Caesar? What?
You don't know?
What? Is he not Caesar?
Do you not know? You gotta rewatch the movies. I can't even tell you. He made the Maze Runner movies. We're fucked. We're so fucked. This man made all the Maze Runner movies.
Wait, what? And that didn't answer my question.
Wait, Caesar? You gotta watch the movies. I can't tell you anything.
What?
Yeah.
He doesn't die.
I can't tell you anything. You gotta watch the movies.
He doesn't die.
Nobody out there tell this man.
What? I swear I remember the third one. He doesn't die.
You have not seen the movies, my man. We gotta rewatch them. We'll start them today. How about that? That's gonna be a mission.
Okay.
Let us know if you guys want to rank. Actually, we'll do reviews on those movies since we know that. Damn, you're gonna be so blown away. It's gonna be crazy. With that being said, though, let us know you guys' thoughts on the trailer. Let us know if Wezeball being the director of all the Rose Runner movies, and that's it.
I remember the first one. I remember the first one was pretty good. I haven't seen the other ones.
What are the ones?
Maze Runner.
Oh no, you never finished watching them?
I don't know what happened. They just lost my interest. But the first one I thought was pretty good.
The first one was good. The second one got to a place where I think it deviated from the book a lot, and then the third one was just like, what happened?
Oh, okay.
There's so many plot holes and so many like plot armor, it just made it unbearable to watch.
Okay.
And I think that was the one too where Dylan O'Brien basically got hurt, put him on a big hiatus, the movie, and it just took forever to put together. That so much pressure from the studio. By the time it came out, it was just a mess. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not the one we need to focus on. We need to focus on the Planet of the Apes movies. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. All right. With that being said, we gotta close this out because I gotta show this guy peak cinema. With that being said, let the people in the live stream, obviously, you guys know where to hit us up. If you guys are trying to catch some podcast exclusives, Spotify, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get podcasts, you guys see them up there. Our Twitter, our Instagram is there. Josh, for the people over there in the podcast world, let them know where they can talk to us, catch one of these live streams, and support us in a big way.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. We post new episodes are up. Keep us up there for any news or movies you want us to cover. We also post new episodes are up. Listen to us anywhere you get your podcasts at FilmBros Podcast, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts, things like that. We're in a bunch of places anywhere you get your podcast. Support us in a big way. Buzzsprout, link is in the bios of the socials. I just gave you special perks to those that do subscribe and shout outs on episodes, so we recognize you for helping us out. Be a part of the conversation at FilmBros Podcast on Twitch. We go live every Saturday and throughout the week. You don't want to miss it. We talk about a lot of stuff. Be part of the conversation. And then subscribe to our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast.
And with that being said, we will talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.